Oh man, Monday, May 1st. I'm out and around. I'm actually running a couple of errands and also I'm going to check out a couple of temp agencies. It's finally come to that point that I need to start looking for some full-time employment. Tax season's pretty much over. I've had several customers call, I'm going to be here at this certain time, and of course they never show up. Now that's typical. That's, being self-employed. That's something you just kind of have to deal with because, there's just a lot of people that say one thing and do another, don't stand by their, times or what they say they're going to do. That's aggravating. But at the same time, with recent events, the loss of my wife to cancer, and now it's become more and more difficult for me to try to run this business by myself. And I've had one girl come in, but it's part-time, but she can't really get around, to promote our business and all that. So it's just come to the point that I think I need to prepare for the business to probably close eventually. I'm still going to keep it open. I'm going to keep the business license active, but it's probably never going to be what it used to be, at least not from what I can tell. So, it looks like I may have to return back to the workforce. I left the full-time workforce basically back in 2006 when I went full-time self-employed because our business was doing so good back in the 2000s, and then by 2010, a couple of years after the housing market, things kind of fell apart and never recovered. And little by little, it's just, I actually had a job for, a year and a half, but it never worked out because they just wanted to work me as a laborer. And, I'm not young where I can do that kind of stuff anymore. So, time to look at other stuff. So, just having to try to figure out what my next line of income is going to be. That's difficult. Those that work, blue collar jobs. That's what they basically are. You try to move up and they hire from the outside. I've seen that so many times. And of course with me, my degree, so far it hasn't done much good when it comes to finding work. So, this is kind of not really uncharted territory, but it's territory I haven't trudged in a number of years. So, but it's unfortunately a sign of the times that now tax season's over. I've banked what I could, as well as doing projects and all that stuff. Wanted to get done while I had the opportunity, but now projects are done, tax season's pretty much over, and I'm going to have stragglers coming in for amended returns and all that, but still not very many. It's like I said, this business has been struggling the last few years, and now the loss of my wife, it's just not looking good. So, and whatever work I find, I'm going to have to wind up, I know it's going to affect my videos. I don't want to have any conflict of interest or anything like that because, I make a small income on my YouTube revenue. It was a little bit better, but if you guys have been following the news the last few months or here, I think maybe it started at the beginning of this year. I don't really know. But the revenues started to tank because big advertisers were pulling their ads because they found out their ads were being shown on offensive videos and stuff like that. So it wound up affecting the big guys. I mean, a lot of the people that would run videos that were more rated R and stuff like that, suddenly they got hit big time. You know, a lot of their monetization was pulled because of profanity and, you know, rated R type videos, and even toxic topics, as I call them, you know, politics, religion, and other topics like that. Suddenly their revenue is being basically pulled completely. Starbucks is coming along, and but for me it hit me as well, but I didn't really have that much in the way of offensive videos. It was just more the big advertisers completely pulling their ads because of them finding their ads on offensive videos and stuff like that. So yeah, I've taken a hit as well. So again, another reason I need to find work. So let me run into the post office and I'll head back out. All right, so that's done. Sending a certified mail. Yeah, of course I've tried with the post office, and then they decided they weren't gonna hire me for whatever reason. But of course I've talked to several people that work at the post office. It's not all it's cracked up to be anymore. They made a lot of changes, and I know one of my friends that's working there for 2 years has not even been hired permanent. So they work you. I mean, the pay is decent, but yeah, they got you running all over the place. And apparently they got a big turnaround as well. You know, they're one of the biggest employers of veterans, but yet, I don't know, for whatever reason, they didn't hire me. And I've kind of, honestly, I pretty much ruled them out, you know, just after the fiasco from a couple of years back. So I probably just need to find something more 9 to 5, administrative type work, you know, doing like what I've been doing in my home office. But I'd love to travel, but you know, driving a truck is kind of out of the question. I don't think I've got the patience for it. And like I said, I'm searching around. I've got some ideas, but I'm just going to take whatever I can find and then hope to move up or find something better. You know, but this year is a year of change, so to speak. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. But yeah, I just hate having to visit these temp agencies. I've just heard a lot of horror stories about them. I know one guy that worked for him for a number of years, worked for a company, like 4 years, never got hired full-time, and he was a manager. And they just seem to look for people that work, just laborers. And, you know, when you get, again, I guess maybe my age is probably starting to affect me as well when it comes to employment. Because it's just, I've really been kind of surprised that I haven't been able to find anything when I did look. You know, I felt for sure my experience would be enough, but nope, it's not. Oh yeah, already stopped at a couple here while I've been talking, just stop and go. Yeah, everything looks like you do it online, and of course, it sounds like I'm, trying to do something in the administrative field, which is what I've been doing the last 16 years, and I'm going up against younger people that have the title, office manager, or, they got the business administrative background, and me, I've just, been self-employed and got a bachelor's degree in history, so, yeah, it doesn't help me much, but, I'm no quitter. I'll continue to look, hopefully find something. But, yeah, I think for the meantime, I'm going to continue to try to find something local. I mean, until something better comes along, just for right now, just kind of stabilize things, financially. I'm just gonna probably have to settle for that. I'd love to, like I said, travel eventually, maybe a flight attendant or something like that, but they get paid well and you get to see the world. I think that would be pretty neat. Of course, you got to deal with customers. Well, I've been doing that for the last 16 years, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm just kind of brainstorming right now, so we'll just see what comes along. Oh man, oh man. Yep. Stop by one more place and then I'll head home because it looks like everything needs to be filled out or completed online now. That's something new that I'm not used to. So, Alright, I guess we'll head on home now. Oh man, oh man. Yeah, this is kind of new for me, trying to figure out what my next job is going to be. It's weird. It's one of those uneasy feelings. Oh man. Keep on rolling. Yeah, see, I've been dealing with a local VA rep the last couple of years, and I've had a bunch of leads that never turned in anything, and I'm trying to contact her for the last couple of months and never responded to my email, and then I find out, oh, she's on vacation. Okay, well, that's well and good, so no one's taken her place. I don't have anybody else to really contact. And of course, the VA rep, they get paid by the government, so, or these temp agencies, I think they get paid as they find you work, so, yeah, not real thrilled with the VA employment rep. I mean, kind of reminds me of a car salesman. They tell you all these possibilities and stuff like that, and oh, it sounds promising. Oh, I'm going to send your resume. Oh, I think you'd be a perfect fit for this job, and nothing ever panned out. No calls, no email response, or I wasn't selected for this job, one of those automated emails. And it's kind of depressing. Like I said, I'm not letting it stop me or get me down, so to speak. I figure I better start now. I've got some money in the bank to kind of hold me over for bills, but that only goes so far. So in the meantime, I'll try to find something temporary till something better comes along, maybe. But yeah, this is just one of those, like I said, I'm just kind of rambling, but something I'm just not used to. I have not had to search for a job in quite some time, so I'm kind of out of the loop as to the process and, again, preparing for a job interview and stuff like that. It's like, oh man, but I gotta do it. Yep, so not sure what else to mention. I'm just kind of heading home now, but yeah, just see what I find. Hopefully this month sometime I'll be working somewhere. Looks like the plumbing work continues. I've got it down to a one-lane road here. Are we allowed to pass? Well, they're cutting the road up. Oh, lovely. Well, we'll just wait. Yeah, that's got to be a fun job. Okay. Well, you'll have fun. That's got to be tough work, I know. Alright, well, I'm about home, so I guess we'll wrap up this driving around and talking about future job prospects. So, until next time, adios.